So I didn't want to do this, but obviously it's pressing I need to do. So here's the driving record. So we've got 4 arrests and 2 convictions. So that was when I drove down and slid off the road. That was a little accident. In Illinois, this one got dropped. I refused to take a breathalyzer, but I had damage on my vehicle, so they had to do something. And then this was when I went down to Purdue for homecoming and slid into the rail and called it quits and ended up DUI. Then this was when I went down to Evanston to that I didn't want to face a policeman during the day because I was on pain meds, but when I went home and started drinking beer, Evanston police called me up and said, could you come down and clear up this thing, this accident that you got involved? I rear-ended this gal in front of me, and it was after I had knee surgery, and I had a cast on, but I had to get to CTL for a meeting. Rear-ended this gal. I gave her my license. I said, I got to get to this meeting, and I'll deal with this later. But I was hopped up on meds and stuff, and so I went home, and I knew this was going to come back and haunt me, but I had to get to this meeting because I was kind of hiding all this other stuff with the DUIs and things, and I went home, and I knew doomsday was coming. And I was drinking beer, and then the Evanston police said, we got to clear this up right away. I drove down to Evanston police, obviously stinking like beer, and I walked, I've already told the story, but I got pulled over about 8 blocks later, and so that was that one. These out of state or the first ones in state got dropped, and then these are 2 convictions, so. Go figure. That's the record. But what I started to notice was vehicle emissions suspension. It was like, yeah, this goes back to 99 when it got cleared up. So 88 was when that happened. 11 years it took for that. And then once I get that cleared up, oh, woohoo! I'll just go for the instead of emission suspension, I'm going to go for the big time. That's where I kept driving on it. And then when I got pulled over, I ended up, the last sentence was for 700 hours of community service. I told someone else that, and they just about lost it. 700? That's like a third of a year full-time job. I go, yeah, I know. But I only did a fraction of that, let's just say. Anyway, it got worked out. It's all fine. But the real reason was like, why did I open that file? It was like, I don't want to show that. It is what it is. So, when I was trying to get my license reinstated, never going to happen. But I hired this attorney, and it was Spiewak. Philip Spiewak. You jerk, if you're out there. You little jerk. I hired this guy and give him my files and everything else, and I have the court date set up, and I don't hear from the guy. I finally call him up, and he goes, oh, is that tomorrow? He goes, let me interview you. I go, forget it. If you're going to do that, I'm not going to, I'll do it myself. And I go down there the next day to court, and the guy had gone in and, not suspended, delayed my case without my knowing. And this Spiewak guy, I ended up getting into words with him. I called him up one time. He was drunk. I don't care if you weren't. I'm going to say you're drunk. Because he's going on about how he doesn't have enough work, and I can't renege on hiring him. I gave him a check for like $250, so that's nothing compared to what other people spent. But I paid for this guy, and he undermined me. I finally had my day in court. They were just like, blah, 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 do you still drink? And I said no. But you hear all morning of all the lawyers coaching their clients about what to say, what not to say, and everything else. And I just threw caution to the wind. I said, no, but I'm on pain meds. And they go, you are? And he said, yeah. And he goes, well, even if you quit drinking, you're taking meds. Denied. So, anyway, so when I talk in the future about getting this job at Terracon and everything, the license was likely never going to, unless I spent lots and lots and lots of money. The driver's license thing would have eventually fallen through. So even though, boo-hoo, my life turned upside down in 2007, driver's license was going to catch up. So you guys be warned, when he starts crying about me, meaning me, about the job and everything else, yeah, reality was the license was always going to be an issue, and rightfully so. But this was from my father, Miles. We don't need it, unless, I don't know, I haven't looked at it. I should have. But this is him. What's the relationship? I'm the father of the petitioner. Maybe I've known him his whole life. And, he goes on that he's turned his life around, and I think he's doing really well. And, he's one of these that I've never lied in my life. And like, your whole life is a lie. And so he danced around the words like, well, as long as he's been around me, there's never been any signs of alcohol or anything. So, don't do that. Ooh, cool. No, go back. Good. Look. Okay, hold. I'm sorry for that little splurge. Anyway. But yeah, he would just phrase the words how he knows he's not lying, but dance around the truth. So it's like, I love my son and blah, blah, blah. And then he had Nancy signed one. So this is his new wife. Carolyn's best friend. Oh, Nancy. You're going to wake up one day, but I know you know what she said. I'm his stepmother, but she gave her thing. See, this is it. Here's the evidence that she's been friends of our family. I have been a friend of the family and known Brian since 1965. Thank you, God, for finding this and making me show it. Yeah, there you go. So she knew me, and she did one of these. Are you sure he's okay? Because we see him, and he seems fine. But, oh, yeah, he has a problem. That's how he's bipolar, because you see him one way, but he's really another way. And all the guy was doing was describing himself. That's the freaky part of a sociopath. They're telling you everything about them, but putting it on another person. Oh, I've known Brian to be abstinent since becoming close to the family. Yeah, like marrying Miles. Minimum 3 years. Brian has grown and marked increase in sociability and interest with his work and hobbies, sailing and artwork. Miles, he's an engineer, but he has all these drawings and writes and enthusiasm and zest for his future. I had zest, for God's sake. Oh, no, he's bipolar. I tell you, you catch him off guard. Yeah, like you whack someone in the shins and go, you're bipolar because 2 seconds ago you were fine, but now you're acting all crazy. Kick the guy in the hose, and it's like, no, you're bipolar. You're crazy right now. Oh, my God. Sociopath. February 13th. I don't know what that means. I just saw it. But, all you gematria guys, oh my gosh, that's when Saturn and Jupiter, and that's astrology. But anyway, I just want to throw that out there. Alright, so we're going to make this the sociopath edition of the testimony. And I'm just going to diss on them, on Miles and Ray, because when Ray and I were kind of socially still, I was going to support her and be a friend and not a boyfriend and a banker. I had already finished this book, and it just needed to get cleaned up a little bit. But then I'm thinking, so was that all, the whole thing, Fisher? Life's a little Ray Fisher? So Miles ended up meeting Ray. we went out to breakfast, Nancy, Miles, Ray, and I, and we sat in the back seat, and Miles and Nancy were in the front, and we went out for breakfast, so they got to meet each other. And there is no doubt in my mind that these guys, when everything fell apart, that Ray talked to Miles. I know they did. But they set up this thing right before the Mac race where I thought I had this premonition that the only way these people can get at me is if they take me out for the Mac. If somehow they prevent me to stop going on the Mac, I would lost my mind. And sure enough, Linda, the beer can before the Mac race, this would be 2001. Ray and I were dating, and I know I'm jumping in years, but just stick to the stories and I'll try and set up. We went down to the beer can on Wednesday night before the Mac, and I had this feeling that Miles and Nancy, and this is after I had blown up with Miles. I know I'm jumping around. I'm just giving the example. And I get this gut feeling that I'm going to come back, and these people are going to surround me and say I've got a drinking problem and I need help. You know what? Just hold that. See, I can't keep jumping around. I'll cut this out, but hold on. So this is the book I was writing. Oh God, you gotta laugh. Right? Right? You've seen that? Seen the covers? Seen the covers? Seen the covers? And then these. I just found this. Because I thought I only had the covers. Just found this on a disc. So we have Jilted, you know about that. The Houston, no, you don't know about that, but the Ray of Death. We're at this. Ray of Death. So you kind of know the Ray of Death. Hold on. So here are the books. We got Jilted to talk about that. And then Houston to talk about that. Which you don't know about. That's my official first date. Oh my God, that's a story. But I'll keep it short. Anyway, so we're at Death of Ray. But, and this one is her letter. I don't have the original letter, but, you know, blah, 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 blah. In fact, hold on. We'll do it this way. This was no small effort. I had lots of time to work on this. So, I mean, okay, let's even go smaller. Let's go small. This was quite an effort that went into this. So I had a lot to get out, and this is the way I released. This was my, it might have been narcissistic, but this was my cathartic release. When I'm running around trying to get not my life together, but prove my, you know, what happened in Thanksgiving, this is just one chapter. Oh, I thought it was in this. Hold on. All right, this is like the beginning of 30 days in the hole, 30 hours in the hole. But I wrote about that. You're not going to read it. You're not going to read it. You're not even going to stop and read it. But so it was like, don't do it. Oh, and I said, don't do it. And then it was like that. And then she goes, that's him. And that's to the cop. Okay, but I'm looking for something specifically. So hold on. I forgot what I had done here. This might have been an old copy. I can't believe I have a copy of, this was one of those where I get all ticked off and I just dump everything. I had this on a little, not disc, you know, the little thingy in the side. Anyway, so what I did here was, this was her letter, and then I wrote my editorial comments on the side. We won't go over this, but I'm just saying, so this is her actual letter, and I'll go over this tonight. I just want to say, I can't believe I found this, but I want to go over the one part. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, this is what you really meant. It's like, oh my Brian, you just did. And I had these fitting each page 2. It was like, that's the way I am. It's just the way I do things. So what page 1 of her letter was, and then I did my edit. The page 2 of her letter, I did the edit. Okay. We get that, Brian. You've made your point. You're very anal about things. Don't make your anal jokes, people. Here we go. I got words shockingly less mortifying The DUIs, oh, I gotta remember which side I'm... Oh, sure, her letter's on this side, I'm sorry. I was like, DUIs? She didn't write about DUIs. Okay, her letter's on this side. So her letter's on this side. I can't stand it that you have been walking around with hurt feelings. It's like, you could tell her 500 times, it's because of the money, it's because of the money, it's because of the money. And then she goes, I never knew it was about the money. I'm not kidding. Ugh. Anyway, so it's like, I can't believe you had all these hurt feelings and you never told me. Oh my God, what bigger 2x... I need a big 2x4 half the time. And I resent you. She resents me. I resent you for saying and believing it. I think it would probably help you a lot to focus on some attention on the things that I had to do, meaning Ray. It's all about her. And I get to dig on you, Ray, for one video. Oh, so can I prove this is hers? No. Can I edit? Well, let's see when I edited it last. Let's see when I edited it. That was modified 2011. And it was created in the future. I don't know how he did that. Oh, it's an old thing and less. Okay. Because when you put it on a new computer, that's the start date. So the last modified in December 2011. So everyone just relax. Unless I know how to dink around with this, which I don't. Why would you admit it if you could? Oh, just shut up. I'm not playing that game anymore. He's arguing with himself. I'm serious. This is the outcome when you try and play chess with the devil. Because you try and think like him, you try and outdo him, and all God said was, just don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. You worry about you, I'll worry about them. And I never got that message. Never, never, never. Until recently. Okay, I'm not kidding. That's everything. Trust him. If you don't trust him, he's going to keep testing you until you trust him. That's my life. And I would try and project, and I would try and put the chess, in games where I want them to fall into my trap, and I would try and set things up, and think 2 steps ahead of them, but they're 5 steps ahead of me. Oh, I don't think I can be unwired from that. Yeah, I'm being serious. I don't know. Because God knows I've tried. You have to get to the point where you say, I don't care. I don't care what they think. I don't care what, the people I care about, what they think. I just have to trust God. And that's been the hardest thing. It's not believing in him. It's trusting he knows a zillion times more than what you know. Because it's his game that we're playing out here, folks. We don't run our lives. He does. He makes us in his image. That was yesterday's lesson. Today, you do what he wants you to do. Whether you think you're doing it, whether you think you're the one that got you the job, no. He got you that job. And I can look at anyone's life and someone that says, oh, it was because I worked hard here that I got this job. No, it isn't, because I can tell you 100 different ways that you could have been taken out of that prior job, that second job would have never come up unless he's paving the way for that to be. So, but I was the guy trying to outsmart Satan and devils and family and trust him. And if it isn't working out, there's a reason it's not working out. If the computer doesn't work, it's not because IT guy or something. It's there for a reason. Every single thing is for a reason. And it's on such an intimate level, it will blow your mind how much it is. He either allows the bad stuff to happen, or he doesn't stop. Well, it's the same thing. He doesn't stop the bad stuff from happening. You think he enjoyed watching Laura die? No. But to bring him glory, it had to happen that way. And I know that sounds like a selfish thing, but whatever, Everything's for his glory. Get that, people. This is a game for him. In game, it's life. And we're here for a very short period of time. So what we do is being assessed and how we react. Oh, I'm just kidding. People have to know that. And everyone that gets involved with their job and their careers and things like that, he's giving it to you. He's just saying, okay, that's more important than you know, now I'm talking like God. He's like, if that's more important to you than me, fine. I'll pave the way. You'll have a great life. You'll have nice cars and you'll have a material life. But come hell or high water, everyone dies. Except for the team I built before you guys. And you're going to... Eternity's a long time. If you think, wow, I've been at this job for 30 years. Oh, okay. Just a little dink around with eternity with that one. Because eternity's eternity. You don't get a little choice on eternity. Oh, God, wake up. And I didn't. I could have woken up like I did. If I had done a little homework back then, I could have saved. Who knows? He could have gone, you know, Joe, I'll let you keep going, but it may come to fruition. I doubt it. It's like DUI. I mean, my reality with her is, the reality of Jill is like a reality of getting a driver's license again. Never happened. Seriously, that's how that's my check, because I don't get depressed about what could or couldn't have happened. I am right now where he probably wanted, or he did want me to be, or it's the best where I could have been. Okay, that soapbox was brought to you by Nabisco. Anyway, we gotta get back. But I just wanted to show that I haven't dinked around with this for a long time. And I don't care if people, oh, he changed it. It's fine. That's exactly what I did. I changed it. See, he admitted it. Not falling for it, people. Anyway, so this is where let's analyze this. Forget about snot. This is what she did. This is her. She resents the fact that I resent you for saying and believing it, and that is, I can't stand that you've been walking around with hurt feelings because of one or two things that you have taken out of context and to the exclusion of all the other information. That was her big thing. You need more data. You need data. It came up nasally. You need more data. You don't have all the facts. And talk about wicked, cunning, you know, the old, what do you call, she's a cunning runt. Anyway, well, that's too gross. This is what she said. You don't understand what I did for you. I dropped my health club membership. I bought a lifetime membership in '86 for about $800 that only required $32 per year to renew. And I dropped that for a wand of $32. Ray, outrageous. You bent over back. She got rid of extra phone lines. I didn't add that. I did not add that. Downgraded my internet service twice, so she had 2 upgrades. I'm not kidding. That's where she thinks, she's like, I've lowered myself from, and I was paying for all that. I cashed in all my meager investments, including 401k, that resulted in a big tax hit. I shut down my monthly investment plan. I got rid of cable. Got rid of cleaning lady. Oh, we gotta get closer so people can see this. I can't make this up. So, alright, I did these bolds. Hold on. So there's no... Got rid of cleaning lady. Oh my God. See, this was my deal breaker. She spelled all together with the 2 L's. That's a deal breaker. I think Jill did that one. Ha ha ha. Dropped out of band. Remember, I just told you. Made a deal with the yacht club. Oh my God! She belonged to the Columbia Yacht Club. Let's just get this bolder. I'm not editing, I'm just bolding. Made a deal at the yacht club to decrease her costs and commitments. She's so generous with her time. She helps people, and I need to stay active for the same reason you need to sail, even though you can't work. So even though you have your little problems, it's the only thing that's engaging my brain and here we go. Remember I said about I have to keep busy or I'll go crazy? In finding me valuable time and getting me out of bed these days. Engaging my brain, that's my passion. Okay, I can drop the theater, but dropped your car. Your car dropped its own transmission. You didn't do anything. Dropped my car insurance because you're driving the Blazer. Dropped my yacht club membership. We took care of that. Didn't go luging twice. She's the victim because she didn't go luging twice. Remember I said we were going to go luging? Didn't go on the ski trip twice. No, you did go on the ski trip. Here we go. And I know she said something I probably don't want. Annual physical. Well, I can't edit. Didn't go to the dentist. What else? Haven't replaced my now useless glasses. She's the victim. She's the put up art. This is look at this. You think she's digging up here? She put up the artificial tree instead of getting a real one that we both wanted. Stop flying. This is fun. Here. Yep. Got a 9-to-5 job as a secretary. Well, how long did that last, Ray? Then you wanted to sue them for something. Stop going to the chiropractor. Oh, good grief. She took me to a chiropractor, I admit that. But I had that little mental thing with, chiropractors are a bunch of quacks. No, I bet you these guys are legit because they're kind of homeopathic and they know the body 10 times better than Western medicine. And they don't prescribe drugs. And so, yeah, I would say go talk to a chiropractor before you talk to any Western medicine. All right, what else? Got a job working nights. Oh, she did. Actually, she did. She worked we did it together. We wrapped presents at Christmas time at a retail store. I didn't do the Santa Claus, people, if that's what you're asking or wondering. She did work there, I admit that. But that was for Christmas. Here we go. Didn't replace my worn out clothes. Here we go. She skipped meals rather than buying fast food. I got her to go, you know how much fast food you buy? $6 here, $8 there, bucket of chicken. No, she didn't do that, but she always drank Pepsi. Oh my God, she had Diet Pepsi breath. Anyway, put IFE. I can't believe I found this. Put IFE on the shelf to focus immediate income. What else did you do, Ray? Almost completely cut off my social life. No, people hated you, Ray. People couldn't stand you. And you find out that the inner circle, when you're on a boat, you don't know what other people are saying about you because you're on that boat. I've got a story that ray of death. Oh my God, people, you will get a chuckle. Stop going to the theater. Yeah, it didn't have the mammogram. It's like, I know I saw that, but it's like, whatever. And there's one more. Oh, here we go. It's just God. Oh, started eating processed food? It was like you're Margaret Stewart with natural. No, she started eating processed food. I made her do that, people. I am so evil. She started eating processed food, e.g., TV dinners. Okay, see, here she had Mabel. Didn't she do it up here? It's like he gave up cable twice. Oh, it's irrelevant. Whatever. I don't want to include this one. But, okay, we don't want to do that. But, you can read it. But, stop getting manicures and pedicures. Triple length of, I just wanted, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? It gave her an excuse when I was like, I'm platonic. And she's just, anyway. triple the length of time between haircuts. You had a rat nest. You had a rat nest that made my hair look like I was Johnny GQ. Didn't pay the renewal of the domain name. Yeah, she had this thing that IFE. She needed $3 million for IFE. I was trying to get financing. This is at the end of the .com fallout. Oh my God. We looked at downtown office space at like $25 a square foot. And it was all front. So she could tell people, I'm looking at place for IFE. That was going nowhere. It was a dead project, and I called her on it. I said, you haven't worked on this thing for months. She goes, well, I just got a new computer. Yeah, I know you got a new computer. Well, I have to transfer all the files over one by one by one. Look, I'll give you $40 and take care of 3 weeks of downloading. Well, I have to go through each file to make sure I want. Oh, God. Stop buying books. What is this? Stop. Ooh, what did I do? I don't want to change it. Stop paying the fee of legal agent. So I'm paying for all this. What's this? Oh, here we go. She made her own dresses and stuff, which looked, they look good. They looked okay. Stop buying art supplies. She made her dress for the prom we went to, the sailing ball, and I was going to talk about that. Worked on the ticket. Yeah, so she was the little boat girl on one of those booze cruise things. It was like, oh, I had to go work on that. No, you got ogled by middle-aged pervs that, someone in a fishnet bikini, which was, because she had a navel piercing thing and, cool for about 2 minutes and then way uncool at that age. Got a job over the holidays. Oh, this is what I was thinking of. Oh, she was a Santa's elf. Ah. What goes around comes around. And then, look at that. She's running out. I mean, come on. She's been scraping here. Gave up golf. I gave up. And the biggest thing of all, I'm going to blow the font. I don't care. I'm editing. The biggest change of all. I don't have you. Oh, my God. I need a tissue. Pass me a Tito tissue. Tito. Oh, my God. I don't want to go anymore. I'm going to vomit. But it's like, I'm not starving. Let's talk about your psychotic little invention. I got to go over this tonight. Okay, I'm just telling you. Okay, I'm going to go over this, see if it needs to be revisited. But I can't believe I found this. Priceless. But yeah, you talk about a guy burning energy on a keyboard. And I was happy doing that. I was happy to go through a crisis. But God was saying, let me take care of your crisis. Because as this was going on, as I'm pounding out my keyboard, do I want to make my changes? No. But when I'm writing this, and this is just one of the 3. So I had the thing with Mickey. Let's just see how big that thing is. And this is burning energy because I was telling myself I was happy, but I'm going to solve my problem. Not God, because I didn't trust God. I believed in God, but I didn't trust Him. So look at this. Another little writing. Oh, let's just do this. Another real writing effort. Go down. Exhaust some keyboards. That's after edit, but kept writing there. And then, you have Cuckoo. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, part A and B. Hold on. One Cuckoo, that's when my brain got fried. See how many pages that exhausted? Go down. This was a long one, I think. But yeah. But meanwhile, while I'm doing this, I'm also harassing, family and writing letters and provoking police and provoking the Illinois attorney, the defense. Well, let's just go look that up. While I'm doing all this, I'm also doing And I want to keep this unedited so it looks like, okay, he didn't have time to prepare. Crazy stuff. Where's crazy stuff? Oh, this is it. I'm writing the Michigan Department of State Police Community Health. I'm writing them about, hey, they fried my Ken Longton. Hey, these guys fried my brain, and can you do something about it because they did all these things? We'll get to this. I'm just going what I was doing because I didn't trust God. I'm going through all the rights I had as a patient. But I kept writing this Lawton guy. Actually, this was the original complaint. And I said, they did all these things to me, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, there never any prescriptions where they said I tested positive. So I'm maintaining that. I mean, I was civil in the beginning, but I'm doing that. What else am I doing? Checking in and out of psych wards. Was she in a county? Purdue Police. Pentwater Police Department. So I sent them, I filed a police report. They would not take it. I kept handing in handwritten things, and they said, okay, we'll just keep it on file. No, write a report. Write a report. And then so I kept having to go in. Did you do anything? And he goes, no. Then I have to go in with these answers. Answer me yes or no. Is it a crime to introduce non-prescribed? Oh, this is important. This is me going down because the police would not make a report. So I would go in. Answer me yes or no. Is it a crime to introduce non-prescribed drugs to someone to induce a stroke? Yes or no? Yes or no? And I was like, don't you want me to say yes or no? Is it a crime to falsify dissemination of information, medical and otherwise, to cover up a criminal act? Is it a felony? Yes or no? The police chief did not answer that. He goes, well, and he goes, hold on a second, I gotta go do something. Then he come back, and what actions do you recommend a person to do if they know they've been given drugs after the fact? What could I have done? He could not answer this. So I go in later. Is it okay for an attorney to lie? Because then I got attorneys to lie. Is it illegal? How long do I pursue this little police thing? He would not answer. And the chief's name is, well, it's on all the documents. We'll get to it. Is it okay to fabricate this scenario? Never answered. So, I kept pushing that stuff. Oh, I didn't trust God. There's this. Oh, because I sent them, about the reaction. And then this is where the family comes back and says, he's extremely intelligent, don't you? As all sociopaths are. And that he has an IQ of, because I gotta spend 2 minutes to come up with foundation to use a number that I have no idea if it's true or not, but that's what they told people. And I'm not going to say it yet, but it's high. And I told the police that this is the prescribed dosage for initial, and what they gave me was up 2 to 4 times, and most likely 4 times, of a person who's never taken drugs before, antipsychotics. So I'm getting all hyped up, and I'm on a gravel road from the main story, but I don't care anymore. Detective Grabowski or Grabowski. Start writing him letters. Detective Grabowski. Let's take a quick look at this. So I'd send him letters. The attorney, this is what I was looking for. I'd write the Attorney Review and Disciplinary Commission because of Jim Flood. I knew I had him in a pinch because I had him on retainer for my driver's license, and now he's helping Bob defend a crime. So I squeezed Jim hard, and he knew it. And I went way out of bounds legally, meaning harassing and sending putrid steak to offices and stuff, and I'll get to that. Great stories, great funny stories, but I kept trying to get people to make a call. And so I got Jim Flood involved. I got so then I tried to file charges on Jim Flood for his attorney privileges doing, people. I got a little hopped up. Maybe that was a little way to say stop. But, okay, so the ARDC was what I was looking for. But I approached all those agencies, and then I went crazy. And here we go. This is how dark it got. Yeah. Take it quick. And I sent this to the attorney. And I sent that to cops. Yep. Because if they paint me as a crazy person, I'm going to reciprocate in kind. So I had this diary of a madman, and I'd send them little clips. I go, take me to court. If I'm that crazy, look at this crazy guy. And I know exactly, but I got to build up this other story. I'm just throwing you when I didn't trust God. The whole thing, look at this. This guy's crazy. He used the F word. He's got to be crazy. And I sent this to everybody, cops, lawyers. And I go, if you guys are running around telling everyone that, take me to court. Press charges on me. You know, you want to play the crazy game? I'm being crazy. Act on it. No. Never heard. I got one one-page letter from Jim Flood. I think you're a little bit crazy. But, so yeah. Me trying to beat the devil is the point. It's funny. I'll give you that. And God's getting his, he's going to get glory out of it. But not the time. I could have alleviated 10 years of my dark. Maybe we'll go, hold on. Okay, that, folks, that little tirade and everything, that explains this. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into all that. But that's just skimming, that's throwing a rock across the top of the water because nowhere near know the depth of the efforts trying to get things corrected and the deeper things went. But that was when I thought I was getting out of it, and I've got all the proof and the records. And I'm building myself up. I'll write a little book, and it'll be funny, and I'll come out of this on top. And that's when, whoa. And I'm going up here thinking I'm going to get myself out of that hole. God said, I got to teach this guy a lesson. And he taught it to me here big time. And I could have, I was still too young. But maybe here, when things were good, I could have done it, and I did not. But I always say didn't, instead of didn't. And so my little, I can beat the devil, was this. And you're not supposed to see how it bottomed out, but it got low. Yeah, I was saving that, but whatever. Now I don't have to hide it anymore. Whoops. We'll just tidy that up right there. Yeah. So I did that. No doubts, because I thought I was being funny. I was being levity guy. Because I'll just push the envelope. And that's where God knows what I'm going to do. And he kind of sits back, says, are you going to trust me? I'll give you a funny story. But if you trust me, you can alleviate a lot of this pain. But I wanted it all. I wanted a funny story. And I wanted to solve my own problem. Because I was the smart consulting guy that did all these litigations and proved what the truth was. And I thought, this is God's test on me, showing I'm going to, this is me talking, not God. I'm going to prove to the world that I was innocent, and I'm going to solve my problems my way. And God's up there thinking, I'm going to let him do it, but this is going to cost him. This is going to cost him. And it did. Again, funny stories. You don't even know what funny is yet. If you've laughed at all, just go get one of those things you wrap around your stomach so you don't get a hernia, which don't work. But get one of those, because you don't know what laughing is yet. So, anyway, this has gone on too long. I gotta go. Bye.